4, 3.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean.
I'm Brian.
And my parents named me Nick. And we are three friends from three different generations talking about all things nerd and pop culture. We are Convincing Idiots. We can be found if you search Convincing Idiots on Facebook and YouTube. We're on Twitter at Convincing Idiot, no S. On Instagram at Convincing_Idiots. TikTok at Convincing Idiots. Or if you want to reach out to us and send us an email, please contact convincingidiots@gmail.com. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, your Convincing Idiots are at full strength. Dean Harvey has returned. He is back. Dean, you had a vaccine. Is that correct? How are you feeling?
So yeah, not only am I back full strength, I'm at better strength because I got the vaccine in me. I feel good. I look good.
Yes.
Well.
Okay, I feel good, and if you don't believe
you look
you
good.
Too,
you do look good.
But if you two don't believe that I feel good, come over here and feel me, because it's lovely.
Soon,
lovely, very soon.
Yes, very soon, actually.
Perhaps
I don't know
when you're listening
this week.
Right, this week.
Yeah.
No, I feel good. I got the shot about 3 hours after the shot. I started to get real sleepy. And that was what, Monday? Was it Monday or Tuesday? I don't.
Tuesday. You got it because you were
Tuesday.
tired because we normally shoot on Tuesdays, and you were tired. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next day, because I was just sleepy. 3 hours after the shot, my eyes were fluttering. I couldn't keep my eyes open. And then the next day, I was wiped. Once again, I didn't feel sick or flu-like or anything like that, or achy like some people had. And hell, this is only my first shot. But yeah, I felt just exhausted.
Yeah, they say if you've had COVID before and then get the vaccine, it has a different. It seems like it has a different effect on people. It hits you harder. And you had a negative test, but your girlfriend was positive, so you probably assumed that you had it because you were sick there.
Right. And you're positive for damn near everything else in the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably a good chance.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but the next day or the day after that, I was fine. Good. I've been thirsty, but
you always thirsty, girl. Which flavor did you receive? Which brand was that?
What's
Pfizer or
Moderna? Pfizer.
Moderna?
Okay. I got Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they scheduled you for your second one.
Yeah, the 6th.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yep. There you go.
So I don't know how. I don't remember what. I think the 6th is. It's a Tuesday again. So by Wednesday night I should be good to record, but we'll see. Might be a 2 for again next month there.
Okay.
Right on. Brian, how about you? What's going on, man? What's new with you?
Well, I'm going Saturday to get a vaccine, my first shot. So, yeah, it's we talked about this last week. Now the Ohio. I will say the Ohio. We are in Northeast Ohio. If you're listening for the first time, I don't know where we are, but Ohio Health site. I think it's ohiohealth.gov, something like that. You can look it up, like Ohio vaccine. I think that's what it is, Ohio vaccine or something like that. Anyhow, they have nice links to all these places where you can register and try to get in, like Giant Eagle and local hospital things and stuff like that. So I went through all that, and I thought I heard Rite Aid Pharmacy was doing it. So I looked up Rite Aid
of them,
directly, and nothing around here. But I plugged in the Canton zip code, and with 50 miles of Canton radius gave me Carrollton, Ohio. So the Carrollton Rite Aid had appointments, so I took it. So it's worth an hour drive for me to go down there and take a ride and get it done.
Have you guys seen the latest for Ohio? It looks like the vaccine will be starting March 19th, 40 years old and up.
Yep.
And then on March 29th, everybody.
Hey.
Yep. So March 29th, Nick, you can go ahead and make your appointment.
can stop listening to you guys brag about all the priority you get for being old and decrepit.
Yep. You're used. But remember, Nick, you're used to this. Go get your little prick. You're going to be fine.
There you go. And they're on the verge of approving another vaccine as well, I heard. So if that goes through, then
it's not going to be AstraZeneca. That AstraZeneca one's not doing well over in Europe.
That's the one, though.
They shut that down for blood clots.
I heard though. Is that okay? I thought I heard that was minor. That it can.
I mean, it was enough to shut. It was enough for all the European countries to shut it down.
Okay, that's the one. That's the one I think they're looking at right now. So anyway, last year at this time, I was down in beautiful Savannah, Georgia, with my friends. We planned to go down there. And my girlfriend elected to stay back at the time because the virus was just heating up, if you will. And while we were down there, Ohio.
And if she doesn't have to spend that much time with you, I mean,
that's true. That was a treat for her. A
little bit of a break
for her. Mm-hmm. Yep. And we were just talking about this. So we had a great time. So they shut down parades in a lot of places. So the crowds were very dissipated down there, but we still had a great time. Beautiful weather, and actually low crowds made it nice in many respects and all that. But we just talked about this off. 1 year ago today, I'm going to show it on camera here, but I got
move over a little bit. I can't see it. There we go. Okay.
This idiotic COVID germ tattoo in a shamrock, which I thought was pretty funny last year. And then actually, my first thought was to be a dumbass and to get a symbol of chaos and everything else. And I was just telling these guys, I'm like, I better check in with my girlfriend before I get this. And her, but what if somebody contracts it and dies this year that you love? And I'm like, so what do you think about me getting it or not?
So where did we land on that?
She's like, hey, it's your body, honey. And I'm like, you know what? This woman loves me for some reason. Bless her heart. So I got it anyway. She's not a fan.
It is my body, but I share it with you.
She is not a fan.
And then she says, luckily, I only have sex with you in the dark. So.
Yes, that's right. That's right. She's not a fan. She works at the local health department. They have to put up with all this virus chaos and everything else. So for her, it's an added frustrating symbol and all that stuff. So
actually, that is the building that I went to get my vaccine. Was where she works.
That's right.
Oh, cool.
That's
right. She wasn't working that day, but that's where I went.
Yep. So she stayed with me a year later. Still there. The tattoo is still there. So there you have it.
Nice. So we both have the shamrock tattoos there.
Oh yeah,
that's right. So there you have it. Nick, what's new with you, sir? Anything?
Not much. I celebrated a birthday last week, so I did some birthday activities this weekend. That was fun. Went out to dinner Saturday with some family and stuff like that, and
looked like a nice time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. What else? Oh, Sunday. Spent some time with Dino here. We took the kids to Alien Vacation. It was an indoor mini golf place.
In Medina,
and
right?
Medina. Very cool. Like all kinds of cool props. Every different hole had a different theme to it and stuff. It was all black light 3D.
Yeah.
Very cool. It was a really good time. And then we went to Loggerheads barbecue smokehouse, whatever. That was delicious.
We had the what was it? The brisket.
It was a brisket Reuben. That's right. We both had the same thing. And pork rinds, dude. I was okay.
Homemade.
So I took home.
Yeah.
I mean, they came on the plate crackling. I mean, they were delicious. I don't know if we can go back to bagged pork rinds again. But yeah, that was a really good meal. Good time on Sunday, and just hanging out. I got to have lunch today with a friend of the show, Jeff Evans, a close friend of ours. He was sporting his Convincing Idiots hat at lunch today. We went and got tacos.
Of course.
So shout out to Jeff and his lovely wife, Holly, as well, as always, for their support. But yeah, man, just hanging out. Got to, be with my family and friends and stuff a lot. And, felt very loved. I got some Adirondack chairs. Are you guys familiar with Adirondack chairs?
Yes. Yes, I have one on the front porch, but yeah, very comfortable. Yeah, very comfortable.
My mom and Robin went in and got me a set of those. So I put one together today, as the other one was still in Robin's trunk of her car. But put it together today and sat outside and had a beer. It was just a nice, relaxing time. So,
good.
And I enjoy saying Adirondack chair. So I always refer to it in the full form of its name, and I will continue to do so. And now I have my very own Adirondack chair. So I'm sitting pretty, fellas.
Yeah. Literally, yes.
Yes, I mean, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
As people can see on the YouTube, if you're watching this YouTube, you're always sitting pretty, my friend.
Thanks. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, that's a nice little timing there. Compliment you, the nice little chime.
Actually, that's electronically. He pays me every time I compliment him, so that's why it happens so often.
That's money going over to your Cash App.
That's right.
your royalties.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Excellent.
You know what? Speaking of people that support us, let me tell you. What, I'm a smooth fucking broadcaster here.
Actually, it's not as good. It's not as good as saying, you know what's cool? Insurance. That was probably your best.
That was good.
Transition. Yeah.
I will actually even do this in a smooth, cool voice. You know what I mean? Let's do this.
Sure.
All right. Blake Insurance is an Erie insurance agency located in Barberton, Ohio. They offer home, auto, renters, business, or life insurance. Erie Insurance is above all in service. Call 234-571-5359 or visit BlakeInsuranceLLC.com for your free 5-minute quote today.
Nice. So did Aaron say, I need to read like Batman? Give me a read like Christian Bale. Christian Bale's
Where is
Batman.
your insurance card? Where is it?
Why did you say that insurance? Why did you say that insurance card?
Do you even bundle home and auto?
Oh my gosh. Yep.
It's barely a dent. Let's just move on.
Not having renter's insurance is a gamble I don't think you can afford to take.
I don't know.
That's good. I like that.
I think we should. I
think
I could
go line of them. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying each week I could probably try to do a different voice.
Yeah.
And you even let you guys pick. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure Aaron would
do
like
it on
that.
the spot.
Yeah. Smurf at voice for Dean next week. Okay. Written down.
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
All right. So we've been planning a live event too, guys. So we're deciding we're going to do a Facebook live broadcast this coming Friday. What is the date? Friday would be the 19th.
19th. Yes.
Yes, the 19th at we're thinking like 8 p.m. Eastern. Excuse my voice is cracking.
Oh, look, his balls dropped, everybody.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
At this age, I don't know how fucking much lower they can go.
To the floor.
Yeah, that's right. I had to kick him out of the way to sit down. So, Nick, why don't you remind? You just said it already, but where can they find our Facebook page if they wish to tune in to Facebook Live?
On Facebook, right, you're going to see a little blue header, and usually it says Facebook or something like that. And then, like, depending on what mobile device you're on, you probably see,
are you
explaining
to them the actual how to work the actual fucking page of Facebook?
Dean, one of the cast members has to kick his testicles out of the way to sit down.
That's right.
There's probably some old. He has friends.
Right.
There are other older people that might. No, I'm just kidding. There's plenty
Fair
of older
enough.
people. No, I'm joking. I kid. Anyway, there's a little search bar. You just type "convincing idiots." You know, right there, convincing idiots, and you'll see a little bubble, yellow bubble with a little Einstein head in it. That's us. Come find us there. Hopefully, you've already liked and followed our page. So when we're live, you'll get a little thing right up at the top of the ticker there saying that there's a little green dot saying that they're live, and you can just watch right along. You can comment with us, and we were talking off camera. We're going to be kicking around some options and things that we can do. None of us really have much experience in doing live videos, so I don't know if we can have listeners come on so we can visually see them. The idea of this get together was kind of a virtual house party hangout. Since we can't do that, we can't do an event where we can get together with anyone who might be listening to us. Might be cool for us three to get together perhaps in my lovely basement, and hang out for the evening, have a couple drinks, and maybe some listeners want to stop by and say hey, whether that be via text or if we can see your lovely faces, all the better. So we'll see. Maybe we'll mess around with that later in the week to see what kind of things we can do. But yes, please also subscribe on everything, and subscribe for all the people you know. But yes, on Facebook, we will be there, and hopefully you're following us and you'll see when we're live.
And I tell you, who knows? It's live. You don't know what could happen. Anything can happen. I could take my shirt off and you could see the good old fashioned man pecs.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. One can only dream.
What, Brian? Were you expecting another term?
Were Macho Man's sunglasses always arched like that so far, or no?
No, I'm just, I'm ripped. What can I
For those listening, Dean is wearing a Macho Man Randy Savage. It's a very cool shirt, actually. It's got Macho Man's sunglasses, his famous shades on them, with him inside of them. Very cool.
Yeah.
That. Yes.
Yep.
Convincing Idiots Live. Coming at you. Dig it, brother.
That's the next read I want right there. I want a Macho Man insurance read. I would like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a Dusty Rhodes when I get drunk.
That's my favorite. I love the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He's my favorite.
All right, so today, guys, we're doing another bracket. Nick, I don't put you on. I can't put you on the spot. Do you have the results thus far for our superhero battle brackets?
I got you. I do. So far, in our first round, which we are still in the midst of, it'll go quicker after this. We promise. We're going to condense. We don't need to do stats going forward because the stat man has been laying them out for us all along the way. So we already know everybody's backgrounds. But so far, Wonder Woman has defeated Iron Man. The Flash defeated Captain Marvel. Captain America over Black Panther. Martian Manhunter defeated Superman. Thor defeated Vision. And let's see. Oh, I forgot there was a 2.0. And then last round we did had Doctor Strange defeating
Wanda, right?
Scarlet Witch.
Yep. Yes, that's right. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, there you go. That's what we got going on so far. And today, our next round would be the Amazing Spider-Man against Wolverine from the X-Men. So interesting little matchup here. Now, I am a big Spider-Man fan. That's one of the few comic books that I did somewhat follow along with, and I wasn't super into comic books as a kid, but Spider-Man for Marvel and Batman for DC were my two. So those two I was very in tune with the characters. So now's the time where
Brian, hold on, real quick. You grew up with Spider-Man. See, I didn't really grow up with knowing Spider-Man or even Wolverine that much. So, Brian, could you tell us any sort of stats that
Statman. You'd think by now we would have worked on our timing, but we haven't.
No, it's because you cut out and then you came back really louder.
Oh.
So that threw me off a little bit.
I was really excited about Statman. Statman's my favorite.
Well, he's everybody's favorite, really.
Thank you. Yes. Do I have stats? Absolutely. Yes, I did grow up with Spider-Man. So I'm kind of with you, Nick. Spider-Man was always my main Marvel guy, and I got into Batman probably more so when the original movie came out in the late 80s. But anyhow, that was a nice
I'm
sound
sleepy
effect.
now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Brian's soothing voice is so soothing that it just puts everybody to sleep.
Yeah.
It's my reminder telling me that now's the time where you might want to start getting ready for bed, but I have put my phone on silence. I apologize, Statman. It will not happen again. The city is yours. Please take over.
Okay. That's all right.
Get ready for bed. How old are you? Jeez,
it's the thing on iPhone. You say how many hours of sleep you want, and then you set what time you wake up. And so if I wanted to get a full 8 hours, I should be starting to go to bed pretty soon.
Hold on. You get 8 hours of sleep?
Never, but I want to. That is my targeted sleep range.
Well, sure,
that is
everybody wants to.
What I'm supposed to get. So, yes. There's a stat for you. The targeted amount of sleep in a given night for the average American male is 8 hours.
Yeah. I get maybe 6. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I hope for 5. I never get it. But
that's not good. You got to do more than that.
Yeah. Make sleep a priority in your life, Dean.
Yeah.
I'll work on that. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Go back, and if you're having trouble out there,
we'll see how this will help.
That will help the bourbon there, and then go back and listen out there. Listen to our prior episodes.
It'll
nice
help
and soothing.
Right.
You can go right to sleep.
It's a great sleep aid.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So everybody knows who Spider-Man is. One thing always appealed to me about Spider-Man is he had troubles. His personal life is all these superheroes. It seems like it's hard to think of a lot of superheroes that their alter ego has to experience the same day-to-day problems that many of us do. I mean, Clark Kent, Superman, does work at a newspaper. He has a job. He doesn't probably need that job. It's more of a disguise for him and stuff like that. But Peter Parker he struggled his entire life. Go ahead.
Well, but just like Superman, Peter Parker has he was a photographer, right?
He made money as a photographer, shooting himself as Spider-Man to sell photos.
And that's why Superman also did that, because he was able to get closer to stories make it more believable that he was in different places that he probably shouldn't have been as a regular person, like a trash man or something.
Yeah, that's right. So Spider-Man was created, we all know this, I'm sure, by Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko. So those two, again, created so many of the iconic Marvel heroes. First appearance in Amazing Fantasy number 15, August 1962. And it was so popular, then they spun off into his own series, and the rest is history. If you're a remote superhero fan, you know he gained his powers from a radioactive spider. He has, let's see here. So because of his spider-like abilities, he has super speed, super enhanced reflexes. He can cling to walls on his own with his body. He has a spider sense, which gives him a feeling of, danger about to happen. Peter Parker himself was already
hold on. Does everything get like stick, or is it just his hands or his knees, or
I think just his hands,
or like
feet.
during sex, does he get stuck inside his girlfriend? Like you know how dogs, you ever see dogs that get attached and they can't, and they can't get locked in there.
And this is the commentary that we missed last week, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So here's my list. Here's my top 10 list of animals with barbed dicks. Here's the. Not that dogs do.
Oh boy, yeah.
I bring out the best in us.
No, I don't think that it's an issue for Peter Parker. But Peter Parker himself was a genius intellect. So he has expertise.
Before the spider.
Before the spider.
Okay.
Yes, Peter Parker was a smart guy already.
Smart kid.
Yeah. And so he has expertise in the fields of applied science, chemistry, physics, biology, engineering, mathematics, and mechanics. And because of his genius and intellect and knowledge of all these things, he created his own web shooters, right? So we know his famous web shooters and the web fluid. They did different variations in movies where the web came out of his own body, but that's garbage.
That's not what happened, yeah.
The web shooters, that's the true Spider-Man. And one nice thing about those in the comics is that he would get in situations to where he would run out. I mean, just as you would. It's not unlimited. So he would be fighting or something like that at times and run out of web fluid and have to improvise and do something different without his web shooter. So another appealing thing about that character is a very human character. Anyway, he has superhuman strength. It's different writing and different things make, people take different liberties of all the Marvel characters, any comic character for that matter, and some will make them stronger, some whatever. But Spider-Man is one of the stronger Marvel heroes in general. He doesn't look like it. Yes. You don't look like it and stuff like that. He's not in the top tier, the top tier for Marvel strength-wise. You're talking
like a Hulk
or
something, right?
Thor, the Thing. They're up there. But Spider-Man, everything I've read about him, he's like in that second to middle tier of sheer strength, and different things he does in the comics. Like even the movies, they kind of portray this somewhat, where he can, he stopped the buses,
he lifts
and
heavy,
things.
right? Lifts
yeah,
things
so he's strong. I already mentioned the spider sense and the web shooter. So, and So you're fighting a guy that's very difficult to lay a finger on. And when he's out in the open, there's not many characters that can just get a hold of him, right? So, and then his web fluid, it's stronger than steel, and so once he gets that on you, it'd be obviously difficult to try to get yourself free of that. So that's some stuff about Spider-Man. Wolverine.
Now, is that fighting
Go
or
ahead.
is that fighting or his sex life?
What's that?
Where he gets his web fluid on people and it's hard to get out of.
I say once you get past the Spider-Man, Brian, and all the web stuff, Dean will stop with it. It's just the sex and the jizz and the webs is going to happen.
Yeah, I think it's like you. So like his webs will dissolve on their own like after an hour or two. So I think that's kind of what, like you, Dean, I think I've heard from various people. It takes like an hour or so to dissolve and whatever.
Well, that's after the blue pill.
Right. All right, Wolverine, and again, very popular character. You probably know who Wolverine is out there. If not, then I don't know where you've been. Obviously, very popular in the movies as well for many years. Birth name is James Howlett, alias Logan or Weapon X. So he was he was a mutant already. So he possesses.
Well, he wasn't born a mutant, correct?
He was born a mutant. So that's some people you don't really realize that. So he was already born a mutant.
And what was his mutant ability?
So he possesses animal keen senses, enhanced physical capabilities, a powerful regenerative ability known as a healing factor, and 3 retractable claws in each hand. So some people forget that. And they did portray this in the X-Men movie Days of Future Past. If you remember, Logan went back in time to the 70s, and when he extracted his claws, they were just bone. That's what he is. So his claws are actually his skeleton.
Huh.
And because of his mutant regenerative ability, they determined that he could handle them literally ripping open his body and infusing his skeleton with the adamantium. So that's where he's got the claws, adamantium claws now. But otherwise, that would kill a normal person, of course. But because he could regenerate, they could cut him open, infuse his. Obviously, it was incredible pain and everything else. So in the comics, he's been able to withstand crazy injury and fire, and literally his skin being burnt off of him. As long as he's alive, as long as his heart is beating, then his regenerative ability will bring him back. And they've even had stories like another type sub-universes or alternate universes and stuff like that. Go ahead.
In the movie, he got shot in the head, and the thing just kind of pushed out, and he woke up.
So he's like a vampire. You have to go for the heart. Like he can die, but you have to
What they say is it's actually in the article and stuff, but some people speculate about in the comics, but the only way that they think you could kill Wolverine would be you would have to decapitate him and keep his head far enough away from his body to where he couldn't get it in time before it died. Because if he's lost limbs and things, and as long as he can get it, his body will heal it back together and stuff like that. So
you gotta lock up each one of his body parts in a crate and put him somewhere different in the world and hope they don't find their way back to each other.
Yeah, but he would die. See, he's not like Deadpool's kind of more strange like that, to where Wolverine.
Deadpool's just unrealistic.
You'd only would live so long. Yeah, you only would live so long. But he is very hard to. I mean, you can hurt him, but he'll regenerate quickly, right? And obviously, the adamantium skeleton makes him, it protects him even further and stuff.
And he has control of the claws coming out?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. There's been other stories where, like Magneto, they even showed this in the movie since he's got but that's not Spider-Man. So let's see. He made his first appearance, by the way, in the Incredible Hulk number 180 and the full appearance in Hulk 181 in November 1974. And just to give the proper credit here, he was created by Marvel editor-in-chief Roy Thomas and writer Len Wein and artist Herb Trimp. So definitely a very popular character, and people love his, attitude and everything else. Yeah, one of my best friends, Cooper, that you met here, his first son is named Logan. One of the first kids I ever knew named Logan because of Wolverine. And now you hear that as a more popular name these days. Logan's now in his mid-20s and serving our country, by the way. So, yeah. So let's see. What else does he have here? His mutation also consists of animal-like adaptation of his body, including pronounced and sharp fang-like canines and 3 retractable claws. We talked about that.
Is that just for look, or does he bite people?
I don't think he necessarily bites people. He's definitely more animalistic. Okay, let's see. I'm looking through this here. He's got an enhanced sense of smell. He can see in near darkness. His hearing is enhanced in a similar manner, allowing. He's able to use a sense of smell to track targets by scent, even if the scent's been eroded somewhat by time and natural factors.
Okay, I've got a real quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This might not have to do with the battle itself, but just out of curiosity, do actual Wolverines have these abilities, the seeing in the dark, the smell, of course they have like the sharp teeth and whatnot, but
I'm glad you asked, because on this week's edition of Nick's Nature Corner, the answer is yes. Yes, they do.
Good.
That's why I think he has those abilities. No, I don't know about all that, but I'm pretty sure like the seeing in the dark and stuff, and they're
like wolves.
Yeah,
have that.
But they're
sort
also
of
like kind of like badgers, like they, you know what I mean? They I think the enhanced smell and probably the seeing at night and things like that.
Never do this to a family of badgers.
Probably, probably. The reason for those abilities is because of the namesake Wolverine, I would imagine.
Well, I was asking because, I would assume because it is, that kind of creaturistic animal. I didn't know if they just, because the Wolverine sounded cooler, or did Wolverines actually have some of these characteristics? I just random curiosity.
Well, they were going to name him the Buckeye, but they thought that sounded pretty lame, so they went with the
Wolverine. Let's see here. During Wolverine's time in Japan and other countries, he became proficient in many forms of martial arts. With experience in many different fighting styles, he's proficient with most weaponry, including firearms, though he's partial to bladed weapons. He's demonstrated sufficient skills to defeat expert martial artist Shang-Chi, who's like the kung fu master in the Marvel universe. Who has the next movie is going to be a movie about him soon, by the way, too. And Captain America in single combat. He has a wide knowledge of the body and pressure points, and he can fly a plane. Maybe that's fine. He can also lapse into a berserker rage while in close combat. In this state, he lashes out with the intensity and aggression of an enraged animal, and is even more resistant to psionic attack. Though he loathes it, he acknowledges that he has saved his life many times. It has saved his life many times. Let's see. Wolverine knows what he will do next in his berserk state. Let's see. Even though he knows, okay. And during his apparent ease at taking lives, he mournfully regrets and does not enjoy killing or giving into his berserker rages. He adheres to a firm code of personal honor and morality. All right. So something about those characters. Yes. And then I research, have they fought each other in the comics? And the answer is yes, on several occasions. A lot of different situations. Again, I trust the nerds on these and go back and refer. And actually, the couple of references
Did Peter Parker spread his web on Wolverine's girlfriend?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
There was an old Secret Wars comic series in the mid '80s when I was in high school. It's just super great. It's where Spider-Man got his black costume at the time, which became Venom in later series. But there was a scene there where Spider-Man fought several X-Men at the same time, including Wolverine, and won that battle against several. So it was Wolverine, Colossus, and Storm. It was a brief fight. It wasn't too, but because you can't lay a hand on him. He's too quick. So he's smart.
Right? Coming back to that speed thing.
Yep. And there was another series I picked up in this is now '87. I was reading back. I don't remember what year it was, but Spider-Man versus Wolverine story, and they fought. And in that particular story, Spider-Man also bested Wolverine. And there's you can find it online, but there's a pretty famous panel where Spider-Man is saying to himself that he's punching. They fought in a graveyard, which is kind of cool as well. But so Wolverine's lying against the headstone, and Spider-Man's continuously just punching him in the face to try to get him to stay down. And he's thinking, I'm hitting him hard enough to wreck a car, and he's still smiling. So he's very difficult to stay down, but he did stay down. And there you go. And the other factor too is, again, Logan is a very high sense of morality, and he recognizes that Peter Parker is a younger kid. So that is something else there too, to where would he go into berserker mode against Peter Parker? Because who knows? So
could he stop himself? He has a conscience, but if he goes into that rage, does he trust himself to stop?
Because really, if Wolverine is laying there on the ground, Peter Parker's just pounding on him.
Mm-hmm.
All he has to do, take the claws up into his stomach. Game over.
Well, see, that's the thing. So if he would get clawed, certainly that would probably do it for Spider-Man. He would at least be hurt enough to where he'd be down.
I mean, they're pretty long. Yeah, I mean, could you just put him right through?
Well, but could you do it? That's the question. Could you lay a hand on Spider-Man in full battle mode?
Okay.
You can actually lay because obviously you got the spider sense. He's intelligent. He's got the all the abilities and so forth. So that's probably the now it's sheer strength. Okay, between the two characters, who is physically more strong? Spider-Man, everything I've read, is physically stronger than Wolverine, although he doesn't look like it's standing side by side, but with the enhanced radioactivity of the spider. So Peter Parker is physically stronger, but obviously Wolverine's got the skeleton, he's got the healing factor, and it's the fact that he's kind of a crazy guy anyway, so he's not going to let pain stand in his way in battle, right? Yeah. So a lot of different interesting factors here.
Can the claws cut the web?
See, and I'm not sure about that. That is an interesting
because you said how strong his web was, and it can't it's stronger than steel or whatever. So but this adamantium is that
now Now I think I'm just guessing. If you're able to swing it, you're probably going to, because as we know in the Marvel universe, adamantium is one of the strongest and sharpest, sharpest, but at least on his claw, metals that there is, right? So, but
I mean, if it's one of the strongest metal and it's sharp, it's going to be one of the most dangerous.
Sure,
just a proxy.
You're right, but if you're webbed up and you can't move your arms, now he could pop the claws and rip the web that way.
Right?
Would that be enough to get him out?
Oh no! He's caught in the web of the interwebs.
Actually, it looks like he just put his liquid there in his pants there. Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
You got really excited.
Thinking about
Spider-Man.
Big old muscly Wolverine getting bound up in all that webbing.
That was weird.
So. Oh no, I got web all over my face.
Well, take me as you will. I can't move, so.
So, any initial thoughts? I know
my claws aren't retractable, but other things are.
That's right.
So, my initial thought was Wolverine seems to be I love Spider-Man. I'm definitely the bigger fan of Spider-Man, but Wolverine coming into this, I thought was probably stronger, and also, the claws, and I'm sure he probably could cut through the web, like you said, if given the amount of momentum or the reach to be able to do so. However, I am intrigued by the idea of, we all know Peter Parker's a smart kid and stuff like that, but his enhanced abilities to maybe think the situation through, come up with a way to attack him from a way that he will not be able to strike him with his claws. kind of, I don't know. I might need a second to think on this. Dean, where were you at?
Okay. Let's start first, Brian. The jokes when you came back will make more sense when you watch the video and seen what face you had when you got frozen. The jokes will make more sense. Second, I was coming into this, and Nick and I had talked about this, and I think we even in the group text, I didn't think this was futile to me to do this episode because Wolverine is a shoo-in. But after this, after hearing the stats and the arguments, to be honest, if Wolverine has a conscience about it, he's not going to kill him. And to me, Wolverine's strength is the claws, even if he cuts out of that. If he's not stronger than Spider-Man, he could keep the claws in and punch and kick and do all the Judy chops he wants. It's not going to make a difference if he's not going to go in for the kill, in which he would have to in order for him to win. So
that's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So, in saying that, from what, Nick, you and I talked at 10 o'clock this morning?
Right, yeah. 12 hours ago when you were on the...
And you guys changed my mind otherwise. I'm going with Spider-Man. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen, but yeah. You guys convinced an idiot.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Brian, what say you?
Yeah, just from the sitting there last night for a while and doing the research. I mean, I sort of remembered that comic in the late 80s where I thought Spider-Man did beat Wolverine, but there's so much out there on the internet, and this one particular article, somebody pulled in comic panels to make his argument, which is like, wow. So he showed like his argument for Spider-Man, and he showed how strong Spider-Man was, and he showed, him doing crazy things and lifting crazy things and this and that. And so this guy's argument definitely helped win me over, factored with the, Spider-Man has defeated Wolverine a couple times in the comics. It wasn't anything to where Wolverine's lying there completely defeated, mind you, and beat up, but it was enough to where Wolverine was like, okay,
in our
it
fight.
just right. So yeah, I'm giving the edge here to the Amazing Spider-Man.
All righty. Well, I'll put a nice little bow on this. He's stronger, he's quicker, and he's more clever. So the webhead for the win. Spider-Man. There you go.
There
unanimous.
You go.
Boom.
There you go. All right, Nick. So where does this take us to the next bracket? Do you know offhand?
We will from here. No. There's one more first round. You can't leave without talking about one of the most popular superheroes, albeit he might not be super, that there is. Of course, Batman is in the bracket, and he's going
I thought you were going to say Howard the Duck.
Against the Incredible Hulk. So, there you go.
I have a comic.
Battle of the Bruces.
I'll have to look for it. But I'd say it was an old giant-sized comic from the 80s as well. I actually have two of them. One was that very battle. It was a crossover of DC and Marvel, Batman versus the Hulk. In that same comic, they also showed Spider-Man fighting Wonder Woman. And the other comic was Superman versus the Hulk. And I think Spider-Man fought, I can't remember who Spider-Man fought. Daggone it. I don't remember, but that was pretty good. And then in the Batman versus the Hulk, they had the Joker was the main villain, and also somebody, I think it was the Thinker, which was the Hulk's like main villain as well. So that was a pretty sweet comic. So
look at him coming in. He's big. He's green. He's the Hulk.
That's right.
And in this corner, we have the billionaire in pajamas.
Yeah. Yep. So very interesting.
That hurt my throat to
battle.
Yep. All righty. Well, it should be interesting. That is for sure. Yep. So maybe, who knows? I don't know. It's us. It might not be interesting. Don't get your hopes up. Anyway.
Never.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so we're going to we're going to wrap up this episode, you guys, and we're going to come back and do a pop culture headlines episode.
Look for that one in the feed, and
that sounds good.
Or you've already listened to that one, and you're coming to listen to this, so
that's right.
Never mind what the fuck we're saying right now.
Think of all the things you can do now with the free time that you don't have to already listen to the other episode you already listened to.
See,
we've given you the gift of time.
See,
you can go spend it with your children. You can go spend it with your grandma. You can go shoot your own liquid web. Who knows?
Sure,
it's up to you.
That's right. That's right.
But no matter what you do, listen, rate, and review, and subscribe to Convincing Idiots, you motherfuckers. Sorry.
That's good.
I actually didn't know where that was going to go.
I like that.
I just let that happen.
That's a good good hashtag line.
Yeah.
Nick, where can these motherfuckers go?
Well, those
rate and review us, please.
Absolutely, those motherfuckers can rate and review and all those things on Facebook and YouTube by going to motherfucking Facebook and YouTube and searching up Convincing Idiots. Also, don't forget about Instagram, convincing_idiots, Twitter @convincingIdiot with no S, TikTok @convincingidiots, and we can be reached via email at convincingidiots@gmail.com. You can always ask your motherfucking home assistant to play Convincing Idiots, and they'll do just that.
And we got to go because we're tired of these motherfucking idiots on this motherfucking podcast.
Well done.
Thank you.